All right, everybody, take 5.
Man, come on, Ice Tray. Where the hell are you?
Hey,
Club on here, man.
Hey, man, gotta have that club.
Now look here, forget Ice Tray home base.
Because we are in the house. You hear me?
Man, what the hell is...
Man, I think an introducciones would be in order right now. I'm Clavel.
And I am Howard Tibbs III.
And we are Funky Finger Productions.
You hear me?
Show enough. Let me give you one of my cards. You know I'm fresh out. I must have gave the last one to my Slick Rick's coming out party. Howard!
Bam! All right, man, pay no attention to all that stuff, man. Reese's baby got boogers all over this. That's the number. That's my cousin Boudreaux. All right, call anytime you want. Now, that's Pizza Hut, but don't worry about it.
What do you guys want?
Don't you know we are rappers extraordinaire?
Okay, look, I am sure you guys are good, but I only handle OG gangster.
Well, trust me,
rap.
homie.
You hear that?
We are bad. It's cool, man.
Trying to kill somebody?
Man, have you ever heard the song Cop Killer? Well, our debut single is called Kill the Cop and then Jaywalk.
Say what? Now, check out the Career Master Blaster plan. Howard, would you be so kind as to do the honors soon as you get your thing correct?
Bam! All right, now, let me tell you something. Our research shows
that criminal charges can do wonders for your record sales.
now this is our Funky Finger felony chart. Now you see this here is 2-pack. Can't leave the bitches alone.
You hear what I'm saying?
Then we slide on down. Snoop Doggy Dogg with a nuclear curve.
One well-timed drive-by and he's platinum,
You
baby.
hear what I'm saying? But now see, we taught Snoop Doggy Dogg everything he knows.
Raised him from a pup, man. What was his name back then?
Scrappy Doo.
Say what?
Okay, well, guys, if you don't mind, I'm sorry.
Hey.
Hey,
Look here, man. Funky Finger Productions, man. We are in and we are down.
yes, sir, right. Now, if you slide down to the end, here we be. Now,
Right there.
we go up into a market, slip a few Snicker bars in the hip pocket, and we will have enough gold in our teeth to make a record.
Security!
Man, hold on. Man.
Security, man.
Damn, that vest is bumping.
Say what? You can't stop the music, Howard. Boom. In the groove. And freeze. Freeze. And freeze. And freeze one more time. And there you go. Now this here is the video for the soon-to-be hit single, I'm gonna bust a cap in your boutique.
Now, you see, this is R&B on the hip-hop tip, like Belle Biv DeVoe. You know, I love the little lead singer, the one with the Neanderthal frontal lobe.
Oh yeah,
Looks like a little dolphin.
show no. Check it out. See, focus up, man. Here we go home, skillet. Action. It's like
Yeah, okay.
Oh, Ice Tray!
Oh, man. Those are punks that tied me up.
Get on! All right, you two. Fun's over. Let's go.
yo,
Come
big
on.
man. Hey, you gotta be good.
Come on, get you some, man.
Hey, man.
That's me, man. Come on.
Take it off. Hey.
Okay, so here's the letter right here. It says, we appreciate the phone call yesterday. We've circled back with our team, and unfortunately it appears that we are simply too far apart on the financials to be able to get a deal done. We, of course, are disappointed that we could not come together with this one, but we will part respectfully, and we will remain open to this prospect of working together in the future. Look, man, these people are lying. They released this email. He said they didn't even counter offer. You got this nigga negotiating your business with his uneducated, like, this is the shit that pissed me off. He lied. How many people are gonna come out here and admit he lied? See, you see what I'm saying? and people are coming to Monique's defense. The motherfucker lie, he released this email. You see what I'm saying? We appreciate your time and consideration. Now they said respectfully, but you went public and disrespected and blasted these people when they came to you. If you didn't like the number, just don't take it. And you lied and said that you can't do any shows for the next 2 years. That's a bold-faced lie. You just can't do that show for the next 2 years. You see what I'm saying? They wanted that right for that material. They didn't tell you not to tour for the next 2 years. Now you lying. So that, see, shit like that. And black people, see, when it comes to contracts and business, these little ins and outs of these contracts, that shit means a lot. It does, man. And I usually don't say anything, but this is some bullshit, man. This is majorly some bullshit. And I'm tired of trying to, people trying to defend Monique on some bullshit. This nigga, why would you put this nigga in charge? He disrespecting, she coming in and disrespecting Charlemagne. He's disrespecting Charlemagne. They talking about he didn't, if you want to hire something from a black man, put it in a book. Well, obviously, if you want to hire something from his dumb ass, you just need to put it in an email that he released. Did you read the shit you released before you said we didn't even get a chance to counteroffer? We didn't even get a chance. Oh, really? Well, what's this? What's this bullshit right here? You see what I'm saying? That's the problem that I have. When people make these points, let's vet them before we just let them. Black people, we need to stop. It's as if she can throw a rock, run behind the conscious hotel, anti-racism crowd, and they come to her defense. That's bullshit, man. She needs to be able to stand on her own merit, and she can't. And neither can he. Because damn near everything he said, his own damn emails and documentation that he released contradicts him. And she damn sure did say that she said if they getting this. See, the problem is they can talk about their money, but when Charlemagne, said what amount would you want, they couldn't come with a real substantive number. Did y'all peep that? They can talk about everybody else's money, but they want to keep their shit on the hush. And she talking like she a real woman. Man, that's the thing, man. If I was Charlemagne, I would have snapped on her ass, told her the real. That shit would have got ugly. I'm sorry. Because you wouldn't came there and humiliated me like that. She just wouldn't have did it. And she really humiliated herself.
To the counter offer and said they regretfully won't be able to do the sale. Hopefully you guys can work together in the future.
And that's the point that we have to make to you, Bernard.
But in addition to that, my love, and this rumor that Monique was offered $3 million.
Let me say this, man. She know what the fuck she doing. She know that's very disrespectful calling that boy by his government name. And she came in there with that fake passive-aggressive, sweet auntie this. Give me a hug, baby, with that fake shit. That's what I don't like. You fake as hell. You ain't your whack-ass, Funky Fingers production ass hug. Real talk, man.
And then didn't have the decency as journalists to come back and say, we apologize for the misinformation. Because if you notice, Monique keeps producing receipts. And as crazy as this sounds, this is a bigger picture than just Netflix, because what has happened was, you've heard about Lee Daniels coming out speaking in reference to how difficult Monique was and the whole nine. We live in a culture in which the ladies who are going up in the room saying #Me Too, and people are saying, well, if you're going up in the room at 2 o'clock in the morning, you're about to get screwed. So why do you go up there and do it? But what happens is they'll say to Monique, why didn't you go promote a movie for Lionsgate for free? Because you know what they'll do to you. So now you're in the damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. Because the women who go up in the room, the reason why they go up in the room, they know they're going to get screwed when they go up in the room. They just don't know how bad they're going to get screwed if they don't go up in the room. What happens
Sydney,
is...
can I ask you a question about that?
Let me answer that, please, Dad. When you say what happened with me...
This daddy shit, that shit sound whack as hell. Sorry.
This is why, again, Lenard, you've got to be careful with your word. Because you called your sister donkey of the day, but you didn't do your research. And you pulled that poison out into our community without fully doing your research. And now as we sit here, you have to almost backtrack your words.
I'm not backtracking.
Well, when you ask a question...
Good for you. Good for you, Charlemagne. Don't backtrack a damn thing.
Did you counter offer? We put all of it out there. We put the information out there. So you were so ready to do good radio that you didn't do your homework. And when you have a conversation, you know a brother named Gerald Kelly?
Absolutely.
Would you consider him your friend?
Absolutely.
See, I was on the road with Gerald Kelly 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, he called me.
And he said, Monique, I talked to Charlemagne. And he said, man, you know I love Monique. I wasn't doing nothing but making ready.
I didn't say that.
Well,
tell me didn't tell him that.
You have
I did say I love Monique, though.
With Gerald Kelly. Because, when you say that you counter offer, see, we did. And they said there was no negotiation. You take it or leave it. But
well, we didn't actually counter offer. What they said in the midst of our conversation, you giving us something to chew on, we're going to come back and reflect on it. And we said, and I said to them, trying to give them a out, are you sure? Because here's the thing. We don't want to waste your time if it's not real. However, if it's real and we can get something done, of course, we would love to do business with you.
So y'all really didn't make a counter offer?
No, listen what we're saying.
They said it was non-negotiable.
They
Now,
told us they were going to go back to reflect on what we had discussed, and when they came back, they said that we, based upon our discussion, we decided not to make a counter offer in reference to what it is that you're speaking in reference to. Hopefully we can do business in the future and so forth, because what they were trying to emphasize to us, that $500,000 was a strong enough number, and other people that they considered equal to Monique, which they did not name, they said they'd taken that number. Now, just like in this situation right here that we're dealing with, if you notice, you're having a conversation with Monique. Why is it that Netflix won't have a conversation with people?
Because they can bank on people like Charlemagne. They can bank on our brothers and sisters like Charlemagne that will say, we'll fight them for you.
This is the thing with Monique. Monique is trying to play this woke, conscious aspect of it and just really throwing Charlemagne under the bus, saying, well, we can count on him to be the good nigga, the good house nigga that's going to come and fight for everybody.
I'm not fighting.
You don't have to fight.
I'm still trying to get you and Brother Sidney to justify why you think you deserve $13 million. Is there a bidding war between platforms?
Well, that's all I'm going to have to do is I'm going to put it on the table. When you say justify it.
You keep talking about your resume. You talking about, I just showed you her acting resume. I just showed you she took a 4 or 5 year hiatus, didn't do shit, right? Then you going to turn around and try to say that, look, ask Cuba Gooding Jr. what it did for him. Halle Berry, what did it do for her? You got a bunch of black people, much bigger names than Monique in acting, that have been doing things since the 80s. They ain't getting love like this. So what is she talking about? You know how many people that got Oscars that's still around here right now taking cheap ass roles and stuff? And you got a best supporting actress Oscar. You didn't get like best actress Oscar. You didn't get the main one. You got supporting actress in Talking Grease. Come on, man. Whoopi Goldberg will run circles around her ass as far as accolades and awards. I'm sorry.
I'm going to lay it out on the table for you to look at. So I don't have to justify it. You can see it.
Do you do the numbers and ticket sales that Chris Rock does, that Dave Chappelle does, that Amy Schumer does?
Look, man, he killing her ass with that. He killing her. He like, show me the numbers. Show me the numbers. Now watch what this weak ass funky fingers niggas say. Watch this.
The opportunities, why don't you answer the question? Since given those opportunities, you're answering the questions for yourself. We're not given the same opportunities, brother. But if you do your homework,
why can't you and Sidney go out and book the Korean tours? Y'all can't get in their buildings?
Do they go out and book their tours, or do promoters book them? See, what we're going to do right now is, and what I'm not going to do with you.
See, this is the thing, man. I called Cedric the Entertainer, and you can look this shit up. Call his website. He got one of his family members, right? I'm telling you real shit. I like Cedric the Entertainer. I used to like him a lot more than I do now. But back when I had my comedy club, I called Cedric the Entertainer's phone number off his website. One of his family members answered the phone, right? They wanted, and I'm going to tell you the real shit, they wanted $100,000. He asked me how many seats. I think at the time I said, well, look, I got the comedy club. It's too small. But what I was going to do was say, the Last Dragon Comedy Pub presents. And what I was going to do was I was going to have him come in and do it like that. You see what I'm saying? That's what I was going to do. I was going to have him come in like an arena. Like, we didn't have an arena, but I was going to get him at the Civic Center. They had a little thing with about 4,000 seats, right? You know, them niggas told me $100,000. And whatever I make over $100,000 of profit, he gets 50% of it. That is why I didn't book him. Now, that's Cedric the Entertainer. Now, she talking greasy. I never called Monique. I was trying to get some more. Some more was good. I was trying to get her to come do four nights at the time. Now, this is way after Queens of Comedy. This is like 8 years after, 2009. I was going to get some more. I was talking them down to like $8,500 for 4 days. But I knew it would have been blown. See what I'm saying? So, Monique full of shit, man.
Now you want to play a tit for tat. And what you're saying is a black woman's resume don't matter.
I'm not saying that. You're saying
have
that.
to be saying
You're trying to weaponize things like black woman
well,
and racism.
why would they offer Wanda Sykes $250?
See there? He got our ass again. See, the problem with us as black people, we have got to stop it with thinking that the emotional power of insulting someone makes your argument valid or says you check somebody, you got somebody together. Charlemagne came with facts and numbers. You see what I'm saying? Facts and numbers. If you cannot sell out the Madison Square Garden, there is no way they're going to pay your ass no $20 million, and I don't blame.
$50,000, and she's considered one of the best.
Well, that was years ago, and they said they would never do that.
Okay.
And I literally heard this like a few weeks ago.
You guys can I interject for a second? I would love to just ask a question and circle back to something Sydney said earlier that you guys discussed, please. So you did talk about the situation with Lee Daniels,
yes.
And you talked about people saying that now we've read some things also because you're here in our presence, so I would love for you to speak on this. So there are people that say that you didn't treat people well,
yes,
and that they've had issues working with you and that you're difficult.
Yes.
So let's address some of that because Roland Martin brought it up when you guys spoke.
This is the thing, right? This is the thing with this right here. This is where I really think that she getting. It looks bad. Like, it's one thing. Like, I done got into it with people when I was young. I used to get into it with different people over different stuff. And one day a guy told me, he said, man, look, it's one thing if you get into it once or twice. But if every time some shit pop off, everybody's saying the same exact thing, you need to look in the mirror at yourself. You see what I'm saying? And you need to look at this Funky Fingers production husband. Or should I say you're a pimp, since you called him daddy. That's the thing. This dude is pimping your ass. This dude, whole claim to fame, I just showed y'all right here. This nigga ain't got no claim to fame. Everything got to do with her. Everything. Celebrity Family Feud, you know damn well he had no business on there. See what I'm saying? Everything he did, Monique. See there? Look at that. Vivica Fox versus Monique. Your ass on there with your wives. See what I'm saying? Everything he has done is because of Monique. Everything. And now he up here talking and running the show. And I'm telling you, man, this lady has had a track record. There are people, one thing about it, man, Will Packer has a reputation. A lot of folks fuck with Will Packer. They say he's a nice guy. This dude ain't out there. I'm sorry. There aren't as many people pointing the fingers at the people. And you gonna cuss out fucking Oprah? What the fuck is wrong with you? You cussed out Oprah. I ain't gonna lie. What Oprah did, I'm gonna keep it fair. That was fucked up. Oprah was trying to get some ratings, having her brother on there and shit like that. That was fucked up. I would have called Oprah and told her how I felt about it. I wouldn't have cussed her ass out. Not because you wouldn't have been well within your rights to do it.
Spoke on Twitter.
Yes.
And talked about the Ebony magazine cover shoot that you did with Chris Rock and Steve Harvey.
Yes.
And he said that it was a nightmare because what happened at that shoot?
Well, what happened at that shoot was a check was thrown at one of our assistants. And you don't throw anything at anyone. And I had a problem with that. See, they won't fill you in on all that happened. So you had to let that person.
So somebody just threw a check for nothing. It's some shit done popped off. See what I'm saying? But she telling her side. They not telling their side. But we gonna, let's listen.
No, that's not how you do business. And that's unacceptable. So I have no problem speaking on it. When they said I mistreated people.
Both her and her husband talking about business now. But the thing you have to look at, who's coming in there disrespecting Charlemagne? She finna call him, she gonna fuck his name up, not even call him Charlemagne. She gonna call him Charmaine or some shit. Then just listen to this shit.
Almost Christmas. Well, we have 20 interviews because we knew that they would say something like that. With the people that worked in the background professionals, the lighting guys, the camera guys, where they all said our experience with Monique was stellar. What happens is you hear the bullies speak out, but then the bullies run. Because when those videos did come out, did Roland Martin come back? When the videos did come out, just with the 3 little videos, you heard nothing else, did you?
Well, I think, okay, let's backtrack a little bit because with Will Packer.
Yes.
Okay, so Will Packer and Roland Martin and, a lot of people have spoken out that have dealt with youth and said these things. But I haven't really heard anybody say anything negative about Will Packer, about working with Lee Daniels, and I haven't heard them say anything negative about some of the people that they work with. So why is it?
I can answer it. That's a great question. You know the guy Harvey Weinstein? And he was able to do that for how many years?
Decades.
She finna liken a black dude in the industry to fucking Harvey Weinstein, a known sex offender. Guy that's been raping women for years, pretty much. You see that fuck shit? Now Charlemagne finna say something.
And why do you think that was?
Well, they were working with a lot of people who felt like their career would be rejected.
So, do you think this is a unique situation? Do you think people are fearful to speak out when they're mistreated?
There's a difference between mistreatment and sexual assault. Like, come on, we can't put out false equivalencies about people. I understand what you're trying to say.
Well, wait a minute, Charlemagne.
But is it difference between mistreatment and sexual
Let me
assault?
say this to you.
Like, it's levels to mistreatment.
You're absolutely right.
Yes.
But mistreatment is mistreatment. And
Yeah,
let me
but
give
I don't
you an
like you can't
understanding
paint Will in the same. This is what the same
Well,
person.
Let me say this because
Wait
we're
a minute.
really
I'm sorry.
not at odds here. It's just based upon the information that you have, you feel comfortable with it because this is the world we live in. If you keep hearing it, it seems as if it's true. Ask David Talbert, who was the director of Almost Christmas, if Monique had to stop because Will Packer was given directions over the director and he's the producer, and Monique said, stop for a moment, please. What we're not going to do.
See, this the thing. You naming heavy hitters, people that's got names, and you coming out here in the middle of the industry talking greasy about Will Packer. And it, man, this is some fuck shit. Gotta keep it going, man. My little boy here gotta keep going.
Let's do is disrespect this black director. Because if he was a white director, you as the producer would not give direction over him. And had a conversation with Will, and to his credit at that moment, he seemed
listen to this very carefully. Now, dude was talking to Monique, made a comment where he said, boy this, boy that. She went and snitched and got him. Now, look, I ain't defending the white man. I'm sure he landed on his feet very well. He probably making way more money. But you see what she did? She very messy. She is a messy bitch. That shit she pulled on Periscope, giggling while that shit was going on with Kaya and T.S. Madison, whatever that shit is. Over there, she recording that shit on Periscope and wasn't saying nothing. Monique full of shit, man, and he is too.
The gentleman apologized profusely. Monique accepted it. Will Packer let him go. And the reason she had a difficulty with one of the individuals who were the, what was she? AP or first AP or something like that. She had walked into Monique's trailer while she was undressed without knocking. And I don't know if you know, but there was a letter that Steve Harvey had written a while ago in reference to how people just walk into his room. What happens is she's the type of person that doesn't allow people to get disrespected. And she's not going to have an issue with the people that are the hourly wage folks. It's typically the people who are the powerful ones. She's not having no beef with nobody. She appreciates the whole process. Ask Lee Daniels. You can't accuse somebody of being difficult who says to Lee Daniels, how are they going to let this woman, Gabrielle Sidibe, come out to the film festival in Sundance, but they don't have anybody to help her out with makeup, and she gives them her people. She tells Lee, fly, how are you going to fly her out to Cannes and coach guys? She's fighting for people's rights. There were people that were getting their fingers pointed in their face that happened to be black women by white men on the set of Precious, and she said, I can't allow that to happen, guys. So what happens is you are forgetting that this is a country that had slavery for hundreds of years, and when do we start realizing that we are so conditioned to normalize bad treatment when white men are able to say, hey, guys, she's right. How does the black community not see it?
Listen, we know all of these issues. I agree with you on all of that. I want to know about this, though. Have you received other offers from other streaming services?
Okay, he just ethered her again. Because she doesn't have the viable marketability to be able to draw it. Now, let me go back here again. Because I hate to do this, but somebody got to tell the truth, man. Because obviously, people seem to think that Monique is just this, she doing this hell of a draw or some shit. Like, look, man, she did Precious in 2009, right? She got to 2009. That's when all that shit happened with Lee Daniels, right up in here. Look at that. 5 years. Then you're going to do some shit called Blackbird Bessie, which you had a small role in that. You wasn't no major player in that, but you want to take credit for that. You did Interwoven. So you really ain't done nothing of magnitude. You really want to take credit for a movie that I just showed you had 50 people in it. So she full of it.
Other places, period.
Let me say this.
Because doesn't that help with negotiation?
Because of that black ball being put over my head. Because of that label being put over my head. And how difficult and demanding I am and how difficult my husband is. The offers that come in from Netflix, they can come in low like that because they know you've been blackballed. You know what the word is about you. So we assume that you're suffering. And we can offer you whatever we want to offer. So the offers have come in even lower than that.
You had a Netflix special beforehand, though, right?
Well, I didn't have a Netflix special. What happened was
they took one and put it on there.
Exactly. I didn't make any deal with Netflix. So those shows just happened to be on there, and they've been on there for a long time. So someone would say, if this woman's not bringing in any views, why would we hold on to the content? They've been on there for a minute. So as I sit, well, I'm assuming so. We don't get a review of that. But as I sit here again, and I sit between my sister, who I know you deal with inequality, Angela.
Look, this passive aggressive, I'm here for the struggle shit, man. I'm so tired of it. It's so tired. Look at that look. She all coming in like she's so sweet and trying to appeal to people's morals and emotions, and she coming from the moral high ground. She is full of it, man. Real talk. Look at her.
I know it. You in the same business I'm in. But you'll look at me and you'll say, well, I need you to explain to me. They said you was a problem here and a problem there. We all know when you don't allow bullies to take place and when you don't allow yourself to get bullied, don't you get labeled?
Yes. But can I just, for full disclosure,
please,
there are definitely
she finna get ethered again. Watch this.
People that I know that have worked with you on the Evan issue.
Yes.
And I've heard things where they told me personally, people that were in the room.
Say their names. And if not, like I told Lenard before.
See, this the thing, man. Folks don't want to stop, boo. See, folks don't want to say names because they like, look, man, who wants to get in this shit with you? You messy.
Well, okay, so I saw on Alfred Edmond Jr., who's the editor-in-chief of Black Enterprise magazine.
Yes.
I saw that Amy Dubois Burnett, who was the editor-in-chief of Ebony at the time of that shoot, who was very excited to have you on the shoot, she left a comment because he posted something about you and the numbers and about your worth and how you are the most decorated comedian, Black women comedian. And she commented it was a nightmare working with her, and I would never want to go through something like that again. I saw that comment is still on his page now.
I would love to sit down and talk with that sister face to face so she can tell me about the nightmare. Because what they won't do is they won't fill it in.
See, that's the shit. Everybody everybody's not you, it's everybody else. See what I'm saying? Come on, man.
See, they won't fill in. We were being arrogant. And we wanted to treat that woman as if we were doing her a favor by putting her on the cover. As my husband told me years ago, we don't disrespect anyone, but we over-respect no one. And I want you to look at me. I'm a big, fat black woman.
You're not fat.
Stop it. Real talk. What big, fat black woman has to stands up and says, this is not fair? Because what the feeling is with some of our sisters and brothers. Monique, you should be grateful you just got invited to the party because of the way you look. So for anyone that says they ever had a problem with me, bring them to the table. Bring them to the table and let's have a conversation. But what you'll find is, we'll speak about this woman when she can't see us. We'll make comments. But we're the type of people that say, let's have a conversation. And when you find out that they're wrong, will you then speak up loudly for me as you speak up for them?
I absolutely would. But Sister Monique and Brother City, I'm asking a question.
I have no problem with that.
Forget all the attitudes and all that, because I never brought that into the picture of how people feel about you or whatever. Let's just talk numbers. If you put your numbers up against the Amy Schumers, the Chris Rock, the Dave Chappelle, and I'm talking about selling out arenas all over the world, how can you justify getting a huge payday like that?
Boom. Again. He done eaten her ass again. Watch her dodge it with her resume. Watch this.
Y'all aren't doing that. Y'all aren't selling out arenas. It's simple.
Let me say this. When you say you're not selling out arenas, if they approached us and say you're not selling out arenas, and they were using your metrics that you just said, then we would say the number definitively doesn't have to be 20 if that's your metrics. But when you're saying that you're going to offer her 126 of what Amy Schumer got, and you're referring to Monique as a legend, and you're seeing her performance, and you see the people standing up for her at the end of the show, have you read the reviews to the Netflix special for Amy Schumer?
I don't think Amy's funny. You don't got Amy got.
Let's see how many seats the Madison Square Garden can hold. Y'all want to do that? Let's see how many seats. Let's see. How, and I'm holding my boy in my other hand, so hold on. Many seats. Hey boy, what you doing? You drop. Give me 1 second. How many seats are in the? There we go. Let's see. Huh? Oh, that's it. 20,000. That's probably the max right here. 20,000. So divided by 26. Let's see here. This little boy, I swear. Let's see. Let's divide this number by 26 right quick. Let's see what the deal is. Y'all with me? Let's see. Okay. Divided by 26. About 800. That's not a bad size. And she's playing clubs with about this capacity. So she about in that range. I'm just she about right there. She might get double that. Maybe. Let's keep this shit real. Come on now.
Black on Twitter, you don't gotta see on that.
This is the part, Daddy, and we gotta wrap up the show.
But this did sell out 50 arenas around the world, including MSG a few times. So she had an HBO special that did great, and this was all in 2016.
Here's what brother.
Boom. Got her again. That's right. Got her again. Say it, boo. Boom. See what I'm saying? Got her again. Got her.
Leonard is saying.
See, she getting in her emotions. This is business. Black folks got to learn to separate the two. She coming up there trying to play this old I'm your sweet auntie, fake passive-aggressive mess. Come on, man.
Your numbers fall. Let this year another show comes and they become number one and not the Breakfast Club. And then let a host come in here that's been doing it for maybe 5 years less than you. And then they get paid 26 times more than you. Then you come back and have a conversation with them. Because, right, that's all. Because what happens is, when you sit here and you say, make it make sense, well, we don't have to. Because
you
do have to make it make sense, especially if you're calling on people to boycott Netflix.
We've made it make sense.
Bias.
Because we're saying, here.
See that? He's saying if you're going to come in here talking about racism and gender bias, then it needs to make sense. The numbers need to make sense. Monique, you get about 800 people to show up at nightclubs. Maybe, you can get little small auditoriums with 1,500 people. That's it. Monique not going to bring, if 5,000 people show up to see Monique, I'll be shocked. I will be shocked. I really would.
It's the resume style. Here it is right here.
In conjunction with that, the only thing we're saying is,
I tell you what, as a promoter, right? Would you pay, let's say Monique charged $40,000. As a promoter, right? And you got an arena that holds, let's say, 3,000 seats. And let's say you charge about, let's say, I don't promote the business. Let's say you charge about, I don't know. 3,000 times 30, let's say $30, right? Would you give Monique, now take in mind, you got to pay for the venue, leasing the venue, which a 3,000 seat venue, I know one you could probably get for about I say about $3,500. Then you got to get your sound guy. That's going to run you about $2,000. Then you got to pay for marketing to market the event. And if you're going to spend Monique $40,000, $45,000, you can put about $5,000 in marketing, right? Then you got to give her half up front. So that's $22,500 you got to give her. Would you do that shit? I wouldn't fuck with Monique. If I'm going to pay that kind of money, I would rather get I would try to go for Tiffany Haddish right now. You might could get her maybe $50,000. Her price might be jumped up too high. But I'm just saying, I wouldn't go for it. Real talk.
If hypothetically speaking, it wasn't 13 million, Charlemagne, what we're saying is, how come they're saying to the community that it's not one black woman that is a veteran comedian out there today that is worth a 7-figure number.
But no black female comedian has ever made that type of money. We need to get there. But my thing is, if it's white people owning it and controlling it, stop bitching and create your own shit. That's what your boy said. Damn, this shit here, man. Damn.
But once again, Brother Sidney, I will ask
the same agency as the same agent as Dave Chappelle, Amy Schumer, and Chris Rock.
And I will ask you, Brother Sidney, I will say to you, what beautiful black woman is doing the things that they're doing? Like Dave Chappelle did 1,500. Dave Chappelle did 1,500 shows before you did that.
Daddy, but you know what? Here's the thing.
No. He's making a great point.
Mm-hmm.
You see the passive aggressive. He's making a great point. No, you're really angry, and you're trying to destroy this man. You're trying to come in and embarrass him.
What I'm saying to you, though, Charlemagne, in the league that we're in the NBA, how many LeBron Jameses are there?
One.
Right. How many Steph Currys are there?
One. And they all get paid accordingly.
Right. So what happens is, how many players are in the league that are still getting multiple $1 million deals, but not LeBron money?
So what would have been a respectable number for?
Now, you want to, come on, man. There are, about 500 people in the NBA? Let's type this up. Because his logic is just, his logic is just fucked up, man. Let's hit it. You know what I'm saying? So let's see how many players are in the NBA. Let's see. 30 a total of 301 players. Okay. What is the average NBA salary? 24 billion, 6.2. So the average player is gonna make $6.2 million in the NBA. Average, right? So highest paid in the NBA. Let's look at this. Because I mean, when you say shit, you gotta know what you're talking about. So let's see. Okay, NBA is highest of all. So damn near everybody. LeBron James gets 31 million. Okay. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't understand what he's really trying to get at. Because to me, this basically doesn't prove anything. The NBA, there are role players in the NBA getting $17, $18 million a year. So no, I'm not gonna give you that.
Come, Miss Monique. I want to know.
Here's the thing,
let me give you a respectable.
You see, they don't want to give a number. They being real surface. You blacklisted right now. You see, she had a hiatus from 2009. She hadn't done anything of significance. First solid movie you do, you get into it with people.
For Monique, something that would supersede what she would have made in 2 years, and at the very least, what she would have made 2 years, to be able to take the 2 years off that they're contractually asking her to do, to not be able to tell jokes. You would not take a deal because they're going to give you a lump sum of cash that's going to castrate you out of 3/4 of your income. Do you understand what I'm saying?
So if the deal didn't include the 2 years and didn't have that you couldn't tell jokes.
If I would have taken a deal for $500,000, what position would that have been? This is coming at?
No, the deal is foul. The deal is absolutely positively foul. Nobody says the deal is right, but you know.
Let me say this right here. Foul, if you're in your right mind and you agree to something in business, it's not foul. Okay? It's not foul. That's the problem. We got to understand when to separate this shit as black people.
And Sidney, you're a businessman. Monique, you're a businesswoman, right? The deal is foul. I mean, let's be clear.
And that's why you counter offer.
But based on everything that they're hearing and based on what they know Monique's reputation as far as what people are rumored to say, right?
I don't even know if that matters.
It does matter. They know that other networks are not necessarily giving her the money or giving her less. They know what it is. So why would I give, as a business person, her an obscene number when I know she can't get it anywhere else?
Thank you. Thank you.
But it's business. But you know
what happens is, we're not saying
it's that kind of bullying business. You're right. So
what we're saying
I'm sorry, Daddy. If you're saying you're right, see, that's what we're trying to get to. If you're saying, Monique, it is foul, and you are right. So if we know it's right and we know it's foul, then what do? We do
it on our own.
That's just like talking to Steve Harvey. And Brother Steve Harvey says, Mo, I know you're right. And I know you're not lying. But could you have done it another way?
See, this is what she don't get. Steve Harvey got about fucking 5-6 shows going. Steve Harvey worth $100 million. And unfortunately, Steve Harvey has his hand in the lion's mouth. That's just that. Steve Harvey ain't stupid enough to have you on his show and let you do this dumb shit you doing. You name dropping people. People are angry. Will Packer people, anybody fuck with Monique from moving forward and she keep doing these type of interviews, they gonna be fucked up. That's the way this shit work. You can't be 100% real street nigga Monique in the damn in the industry. The fuck wrong with Monique? She know better than that.
No, you don't. What's the suggestion? What's the other way? I don't want you to do it the other way. We do do it, but we still gotta speak up. See, we still have to speak up. Like you say, Angela, well, just go somewhere else. You know how long we've been going somewhere else?
Well, here's the thing, and we have to. We have to, and that's not an issue. But what we're saying is this. Just so people are aware, this is what they're doing over here, and we want it to be known, because as Wanda Sykes so kindly said, she essentially suffered in silence. She was hurt by it, but she went somewhere else. The offer that they gave her was less than half. And it doesn't matter about that was way before they got what they got, because she was even hotter then. She came up under the wing of Chris Rock. Her audience and Chris Rock are very, very similar. She's very unique in the industry in that she caters to a white audience. Now, over time, Monique has a multitude of people in her crowd. However, we know the people that focus are people of color in terms of her crowd from a standpoint of the comedy world. When you have a Gary Owens who comes out and says, well, I go to Netflix every year and they tell me no flat out because they can't get a white boy who has a black audience. What he subliminally just communicated is that they don't have respect for my audience, so they don't have respect for me. That's why they don't give me a deal.
Look, Netflix is much, and then look, I'm not condoning Netflix and saying that they love black people by no stretch. But what I will say is this: Netflix cuts checks with black people when it makes sense. And they do black entertainment. They may have a certain amount of budget per year. I'm not going to do Gary Owens just because he has a black crowd. I'm just not. If I'm going to do a guy that has a black crowd, I'm going to get somebody like a Cat Williams, Cat Williams, one of the hoodest, streetest niggas I've seen. Cat Williams stay getting Netflix off. Why is that? Why is Cat Williams got all these damn shows on Netflix and Monique though?
Do you not understand that?
I think the problem started with you coming out and comparing yourself to Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle,
and why
well, here's the thing.
I think because there's no way that you can justify that amount of money that they got. Now, should you have gotten more than 500,000? Yes, and I've said that from day one.
Well, here's what I'll say, brother.
You know what? Shout out to Charlemagne. I got to give it to the brother. He held his own. He did not back down. He kept it 100. She and her husband are full of it. This nigga is pimping her. This nigga done leashed on to her since he met her. And I'm talking about he met her after Queens of Comedy. And look at her. Here she is now. This nigga done led her astray. This is where I agree with Chrissy when she talks about hyperbole. Because this nigga's weak. He is a weak nigga. He sound weak. I'm sorry. You a weak man if your whole life is... Let me tell you something. I get with a chick like Monique, and we've been together for 15, 20 years. By now, I'm going to own apartment complexes. We'll be so fucking rich. I'll be like, babe, okay, we got this million keep coming. Okay, let's go over here, and let's get this on. Let's start building this apartment complex. Let's build this shopping center. Let's do this. I would have all types of shit set up. We wouldn't even give a fuck. But that's all this nigga know, because that's all he know is this shit, is to try to get her, to try to negotiate her shit. Funky Fingers Productions.
That's what y'all was saying. What y'all was saying was y'all should have got the same about that Chris Rock, Chappelle, and Shuma guy.
Let me answer that. Let me answer that, Dad. What I said was, if I'm considered a legend, like my brothers, then why would I get what legends get? That is exactly what I said.
Because their resume recently is better. You can just prove it on paper.
We're gonna listen, Leonard. We're gonna let you hold on to that.
When he gets to go to.
See that? Listen, Leonard. Like she's being disrespectful. Let me tell you something. I gotta get. Hey, hats off to you, Charlemagne. I would have snapped like crazy. I would have snapped. Well, I was just clapping. Boy, cool down. But I would have snapped, man. Ain't no way in hell. No way.
What I will say to you is, and to all the black women and women of color that is listening, when you hear this brother's voice come over the air, and I'm unapologetic about what I'm getting ready to say, he does not have a value on black women and women of color.
How can you say that? Why did you say that? But you said 10 years ago, I held the door for you.
I'm going to tell you why.
I really don't like this victim mentality. And what's his name? Solomon and Sincere up here back in this. The few seconds I just watched a second ago, seemed like they co-signing Monique. Get the fuck out of here with that. That was wrong, man. That is wrong. That shit ain't right, man. That's not right. What she just did. That was foul, disrespectful, and everything. That man been professional. He didn't disrespect you. Oh, I'd have went off. I'm sorry I'd have snapped on her. I'd have lost it. She could have came in there with me on that.
I'm going to tell you why I said it. Because what happens is, when you leave a place called Monk's Corner, yes, South Carolina, and you come to a big city named New York, and then you change your name to Charlemagne.
I was Charlemagne in Monk's Corner.
Well, when you were there,
she knew what Charlemagne. She knew what she was doing. That's another mispronunciation of his name. Disrespect upon disrespect upon disrespect. This is why you messed up in the game. If you're gonna mispronounce people's names over and over like that, that's why you messed up. You get blackballed, and when you get one movie, Almost Christmas, you want to take all the credit as if Danny Glover and Gabrielle Union and all of them went in the movie. And then you want to you got into it with Will Packer when he doing the damn movie. You just getting your foot back in the door and fucked it up.
You become Charlemagne the God. Now, I don't know if you took the same principles that your mama and your grandma...
See, that's Charlemagne. Come on.
Mama gave you in Monk's Corner, and you brought it to Manhattan, New York. Because the brother I did meet on that elevator, I met a brother that was full of principle. And I met a brother who would not call a sister a donkey of a day unless he knew all the information and he could back up his statements. But as we sit here and we did this interview, you begin to ask questions that you should have asked before you make the statement. So what I have is
questions, but y'all really don't have any answers.
What I
still have not justified why you feel like you should have gotten that money. And y'all backtrack and say you don't think you should have got that.
We're not back.
Boom! He got him. He got him.
And here's the thing, Daddy, there will be some brothers and sisters that get it the way that they get it, and we get it the way that we get it, and it's not an argument. I respect your decision. I respect your opinion.
No.
Because
No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't respect him. You coming in there calling the man all types of names. You don't respect shit about Charlemagne. I can't stand fake motherfuckers, man.
entitled to it. However, as we are entitled to ours. So what I am saying, and I know this show is going to air tomorrow, and I hope that you're courageous enough to air it in full.
Absolutely.
Because oftentimes people will chop it up.
Not at all.
But when I say that the devalue you place on black
Well, it don't make a difference because you snuck and put it on Periscope. So go ahead.
And you say, how can I say that? Because out of your mouth, you're saying there is no black female comedian that is worth that money.
No, I did not say that. I said there had to be.
See that I can't. You want this shit to be about fucking with women, so you can win with the power of the damn feminism movement. You full of shit, man.
I think Tiffany Haddish is absolutely.
When you say there hasn't been,
absolutely.
I go down the list of black female comedians and the work that those sisters have put in through the years that opened up doors so that people like you could sit where you sit. Her name is Marsha Wolfie. Her name is Ava Dog. Her name is Moms Maybe, well, she's no longer with us. The list goes on and on and on, which we've never gotten out yet.
Miss Monique. Like it's the truth. Like,
Monique does. Monique does.
Yeah, what I'm saying, he got her. She is moving the goal. She don't want to answer that shit. She talking in circles.
I love y'all, my babies.
No, you don't. Shut the fuck up. You don't.
Thank you for giving us the platform.
Thank you for joining us.
Eddie, Leonard, I appreciate you, brother.
Sydney, thank you.
See how she putting on in front of the camera? I love you. Now watch how she disrespect this boy in a minute. Watch this shit.
Monique, wrapping it up, what are you going to do moving forward as far as with the special?
We're going to keep on pushing. See, the special's going to happen, baby.
Right. So
that's going to happen.
Okay.
And we're going to let y'all see it. But what we're going to do with this situation right now called the fight for inequality.
Bitch, please.
And we're going to hope that sisters like you would stand with us to say, when it's inequality, we must speak up and we must speak loudly because your daughters are coming. And your grandbabies are coming.
Is have a legend come on there that we all saw on the Dave Chappelle show by the name of Paul Mooney. And it's kind of the equivalent of when they were saying they had asked Isaiah Thomas, who was the best point guard in the league? And he said it was Kyrie Irving. I have a tendency to believe what a Hall of Famer point guard would say about another point guard. Ask Paul Mooney what his feelings would be in reference to this whole Netflix thing as it pertains to Monique, because Richard Pryor himself used to refer to Monique as Mrs. Richard Pryor.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us.
Okay, now look, man. I got all types of respect for Richard Pryor, but when people die, people have a tendency to over glamorize them and give them attributes that they didn't have. Now, Richard Pryor was a hell of a comedian. That nobody can take that from him. Probably one of the greatest top 3 ever, white, black, purple, whatever. Greatest. He up there, right? I won't take that from him. But what I will say is, Richard Pryor wasn't exactly the best businessman either. Let's not forget, Richard Pryor and Bill Cosby were about to start a black network. And Richard Pryor sold out to the white folks. Let's just keep it a buck, right? Go back and look at the documentary about this, some old shit. I remember when I was a kid, when people was talking about this when I was a kid, like, damn, man, Richard Pryor sold out. Richard Pryor did some shit called The Toy, where he running around and a white man done bought him, basically, leased him to go and play with his white kid on some slave shit. So, look, I respect the hell out of Richard Pryor. But Richard Pryor wasn't all this conscious woke nigga either. You know, he was a he was a bisexual guy. I'm just gonna keep it real. Mad respect, God bless his, God rest his soul, but I'm just telling the truth, man. Real talk. So just cause you say Richard, he gonna name drop Richard Pryor. Both of these people have a tendency to name drop and to put people in a certain category where they have to thereby fight, not me. You don't have to fight the logic in what Monique is saying. You have to fight against feminism, homosexuality, and all that shit. So they just setting all these other arguments against people and then putting them in a situation. Now watch this fake ass exit that she made.
Thank you, Miss Monique, for coming. Appreciate you, Miss Monique.
Thank y'all.
All right, brother. And it's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Eddie, thank you so much, my sweet baby, for having us.
Why you keep thinking that? We love you.
You know what, brother? You're going to hear yourself a lot from me lately. You're going to hear yourself around the world as we have to explain to others like you. You do. And when we watched that movie, Birth of a Nation, and we saw that man walk his wife into that master's house, we watched him walk his wife in, then we watched him go back and get her. You're here, brother. I thank y'all for your time, my babies.
You see what I'm saying, man? That was some low blow, dirty, disrespectful shit she just did, man. Real talk. Ain't got nothing for Monique, man. Everybody wants you to feel sorry for Monique, and you know Monique is trying to fight for the struggle. No, that was foul, man. That was foul and disrespectful, and I will call Charlemagne out when he does something stupid. But I'm sorry, he was right this time.